This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Margaret, Big C, Bennett Williamson, Hannah Green, Noralia, Geof, Searles, Erik, Greysin, Ishara, Ashlee Bradley, Helena Jacobsen, Matthew Mendoza, Cyndi, and Daniel Moore. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Snazzy Maestro and Zachariah Likely to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. Thank you so much for your generous contributions. We really, really appreciate your support. In this episode, we are talking about Chapter 42 of Towers of Midnight.
Yeah, Chapter 42 is Stronger Than Blood. And
okay.
This is so funny because this chapter, I actually really like it. It's very short, but there are three really big things that happen. But it's just a little bit anticlimactic.
Yeah.
With the Masana reveal.
Ugh.
I love it so much because Gawain's reaction, I feel, is what a lot of the fandom's reaction was. Just being like,
wait,
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
And then immediately moving on.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Okay. So we got some stuff to talk about.
Do you have some history about who that is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
I figured I'd pull up some stuff. We're going to talk about it. Yeah.
Okay. I sort of recognize the name because it's my name.
Yeah.
Basically. But
Yeah. There's been a lot of... Okay. We're going to talk about it when we get to it.
Uh-huh.
For the fun fact, I just want to do a little bit of a collection of all the very frustrating answers about who Masana has been impersonating.
Okay.
Because as you can imagine, readers during the Robert Jordan interviews be like, "Hey, who's Masana? Who's Masana?"
I mean, it's a huge mystery.
It's a huge mystery.
Yeah.
So for the fun fact, a couple of questions around 2003. Some of the answers were along the lines from Robert Jordan being, "Who's Masana? Think. You have enough evidence to know that by now, I would suspect, and you certainly will have enough after reading Crossroads of Twilight."
Oh my god, what?
I know, okay. It's so frustrating.
I just had to look up at the shelf and be like, how many books ago was that?
It was so long ago. And then later, he basically said if we didn't figure it out, there would be a full reveal in later books. And we do get that. So, that's a good thing.
But anticlimactic is the right word for it.
Because
I sort of went, oh.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a part of a conversation from someone else who had asked a similar question, if we'd actually seen Masana's alter ego in the White Tower. And Robert Jordan specifically said, yes, we have seen Masana in disguise in the chapters.
Yeah.
We've seen her.
We've seen her doing stuff.
So it wasn't much to go on, but there was a little bit of evidence that Masana wasn't some random Aes Sedai we've never heard of or seen before.
Yeah, it kind of felt like it was somebody who was doing stuff and meddling and...
Yeah, so it was someone who was on the page, and that kind of helped narrow it down. And then later on, after Brandon Sanderson took over, people were still asking because...
we want to know.
Yeah, and it's not exactly...
It's been dragged out
there
were
theories.
Long.
There were theories. There was a lot of discussion boards trying to figure this out. And some people actually did pick that it was Danelle. But Tarna was also a contender. So Tarna was the red sister.
For sure, I see that.
Yeah, Elida's new keeper after Alviarin went missing.
Yeah.
There was some evidence for that. But Brandon Sanderson said he's going to have to RAFO it, so he couldn't give us a straight answer. And then the crowd pressed him for hints, and he did confirm that she was still in the tower at the time. So, again, trying to narrow it down. But I'm going to get into, because we get this reveal very quickly, I'm going to wait till we get into the chapter, and then I'm going to break down all the obvious clues you should have picked up on. So obvious. I never.
Is it next to nothing?
It's
okay.
it's two, maybe... between 2 and 4 things.
Okay.
It's really not a lot.
Okay.
I never.
Because I remember Danelle, because I was like, I know that name.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
At one point, I'm pretty sure I asked you who would you rather be, Danelle or somebody else, and you were like, Danelle, because our names are similar.
Oh, yeah.
And it's in the moment.
And that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny, because...
yeah.
I said that.
There's really just not a lot to go on, ever, unfortunately.
So, what I said was, I'd rather be Masana in disguise.
Exactly.
That's cool.
It's good. It was a good answer at the time.
I think so.
Okay, so shall we get into it, and then I can give you all the hints?
Sure.
All right.
Okay, so chapter 42, Stronger Than Blood, and their symbol is the sword hilt?
Yeah, like the heron
The
marked.
heron-marked sword?
Yeah.
For Gawain?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Maybe for Lan. It's hard to...
Oh, right.
Right, but I mean, Lan, yeah, it's not really, but mostly probably Gawain, I guess. There was sword fighting.
Is there a golden crane chapter symbol?
Not that we've seen.
There should be.
Yeah.
Shouldn't that be this one?
I mean, there was a few others where it also could have been. Like, could have been the Lan's helmet one we had in New Spring.
Okay.
Like, there was one specifically, like, for Lan.
Right.
If we want it to be. I don't know.
Maybe the Flame of Tarvalin.
It could have been a few things.
Because of Egwene.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a sword, though.
Okay. Now, we start in Gawain's perspective, and we are with him almost pretty soon after, like the same night.
Well, the bodies are still on the floor, covered up.
Well,
so
that's because they are the least of anyone's concerns right now. Brett.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
They're doing lots of stuff. They can't remove bodies just yet. They have a million other things to figure out.
They have to have Isonet come inspect them first, you know.
Yeah.
We found a pool of the of the blood over here.
Gross.
From the suspect.
Mop it up.
Yeah.
Okay, now Gawain is in Egwene's quarters. He's recovering from his healing after the fight with the blood knives and everything. And he's sort of doing some retrospective...
Yeah, and I mean,
thinking?
He's feeling all the feelings right now because he is a warder, if you forgot.
Yeah, sensations
he was bonded.
In his mind.
Yeah, it's a new awareness. And oh man, look at all those feelings inside my brain now.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe Egwene feels all these things. I can't believe it.
And honestly, I'm a little surprised too.
Because she looks so cold and emotionless.
Yeah, but it turns out she's just really good at hiding her emotions. But she does feel the love through the bond. Part of me wants to be like, are we sure about that?
Like what love?
Are we sure?
I know, it just drives me nuts, but whatever. At this point, we just have to be accepting of it and just move
I mean,
on.
like, Gawain has nothing to compare it to. So, I mean, maybe.
The love is there.
Unreliable narrator.
Veins of gold.
Right, but...
When you can feel love through the bond...
He does not say veins of gold.
No, but he feels it.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Anyway, let's get some information about some interesting things.
Yeah, okay, so, I mean, Egwene has to come in and sit down with him and be like, hey, how are things? How is that feeling in your brain? Because she also has that, and I really want to see her perspective on things, if it's a reciprocation thing, right? Like, there's some question marks. I just don't fully believe their relationship.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
And totally fair.
Yeah.
And then the question is really not whether or not you believe their relationship, but whether or not they believe in their relationship. And the answer is yes, they do.
It's a definite probably.
It's a definite for sure for them.
Okay. All right. So we got a couple of things going on here. The tower is on high alert right now. We got Captain Chubane having all the sisters checked on right now because one other assassin turned up and 2 soldiers and a warder were killed to that last blood knife. So as a quick count, we had 5 blood knives that we got to see Tuon like giving the blessing to originally when this whole thing started. So we now have confirmation that all 5 are dead.
Ooh, okay, that's good news.
Yeah, so we had one that died to... Well, actually, let's do a test here. Okay, go. The first one. Where did the first one get killed? I'll give you a hint. It was
during the fight.
Very early on.
Yeah, it was during the fight with Swan and Bryn.
Yeah, so they killed the first one. And then we had the 3 from Gawain in this fight. Mm-hmm. And then we had this final one who died off screen.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And interesting, I don't know if we got this tip before or not, and I don't think it matters at all, but it's just noted here that 2 of the blood knives were women.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was ever mentioned before.
No, because they
were just great fighters.
They're just blood knives.
Yeah, they're just blood knives, and they're in shadows and whatever. So.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Because now Gawain can see.
Right, and like inspect the bodies. And we'll get to that when he does that, but we got to go over this one really critical piece of information first.
Yeah, so did you find Masana?
So she says, Yep. She was impersonating an Aes Sedai named Danelle of the Brown Aja. And then Gawain's like, Danelle? I don't know her.
Yeah, and then the conversation ends.
That's it. That's literally the end. Wait,
and
what?
Like, yeah, we found her. She was babbling like a child and had already pooped herself.
Yeah, but it's actually important because Egwene says we're not sure what we're going to do with her yet. So that sounds like Missana is still alive.
Yeah,
They have not executed her.
Yeah, because my question last time was, is she even in the tower?
Right.
Because they
She
fought
could
her
be
in
anywhere.
the dream world.
Yeah.
So she's going to wake up a blabbering
Yeah.
nobody, nothing, with her melted brain.
Right. So her brain is melted, and it is Danelle, and
she was in the tower.
she was in the tower, and we got her.
Yeah.
But now it's like, we don't know what we're going to do to finish this job. In my opinion, like, can we?
Yes.
Just like, okay.
It's almost like humane at this point. Like, it's not even punishment for
you
being
broke her brain in
forsaken.
the dream. Like, she's done. Like, what are we doing here?
You were going to kill her in the dream.
Yeah, and you can't even, like, question her to get new cool weaves from the Age of Legends. Like, there's
nothing.
There's no functional use right now.
No.
I guess.
And, well, except that if she stays alive, we know she can't return.
That's true. But how much do they know about the whole bringing back of people from the Dark One?
Well, Rand knows.
And he shared all that information. Yeah, that's something they all do.
Okay, so either way, at this point, if they just keep her alive and impaired...
Right. Yeah, okay.
Then we know for sure...
We got her. We got her here.
She's not getting...
Perfect.
Reincarnated?
Yeah.
There's a word for it. Transmigrated?
Transmigrated, sure. Yeah.
So that's a positive.
Okay, yeah.
Because, like, my instinct is, like, off her already.
Yeah.
But, unless it's just balefire to the face.
Right.
Because we for sure have to use balefire.
We could do that. That is on the table as an option, I feel.
Okay, so either...
Don't even need that much balefire. Just a little bit.
Just a trickle.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so either kill her by balefire, or... Because if they are just like, oh, we'll hang her.
Right.
Just for, like, a show.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'll be so upset.
And then she comes back. That would be funny.
After all of that.
Man. Okay. It's like, we don't have enough books to bring anyone else back. Come on. We have
literally no time for this.
Yeah. Okay. So
Can
how many more Forsaken are coming back again?
Oh my gosh. I hope 0.
Okay. Do you want all the super obvious hints now?
I want to know about Danelle.
Okay. I'm going to try and point out as many of the clues that I can get away with here. So, first off, Danelle played a key role in unseating Swan. She was one of the Aes Sedai who was actually in the room.
Okay, cool.
And she specifically smirks about it. So I took an excerpt from chapter 47.
Smirks.
Yeah, you should have seen that. So the Shadow Rising, chapter 47.
Well, I just thought she was a dark friend, maybe.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Swan looks at her. Danelle, her big blue eyes, not dreamy at all. Right?
No.
Yes, because usually very dreamy eyes.
And she's a brown.
In this moment, not dreamy at all.
Not dreamy.
And then, ... little Danelle actually smirked at her.
Whoa.
So I don't know if you wanted even more hints.
Isn't that like book 4?
Uh-huh.
So Robert Jordan knew...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That Danelle was Masana in book 4?
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to believe?
Yes. So it goes on. There's more.
Okay.
But wait, there's more. Okay, so multiple times we have other characters describing Danelle as dreamy and friendless, which makes her very easy to replace because Masana comes in and replaces someone who doesn't have any friends.
Yeah.
You can't replace a big name because it's too much acting.
Yeah, right.
But someone like Danelle who's got no friends, super easy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Alviarin, at one point in Crown of Swords, actually gets ignored by Danelle when all the other sisters around are like walking on glass around her, but Danelle's just straight up ignoring her.
I think the term is eggshells, but walking on eggshells.
Eggshells? Yeah, or glass, whatever cuts up your feet.
I guess carefully?
Sure.
Walking carefully.
Walking carefully.
Okay.
Yeah. In
I've
the
never
prologue.
heard walking on glass before.
Walking on. Oh, okay. I don't know.
But okay.
I could have just made it up. That's not the thing to focus on right now.
I know. Okay.
Yeah. Now, in that prologue, when Alviarin is getting ignored by Danelle, like, that was right before Alviarin figures out that Masana must be posing as an Aes Sedai in the tower.
Oh.
It was like right a couple pages.
So that was like
whoa,
wink.
you should have.
If you paid attention,
if you were paying
would
any
know.
attention at all. Now, we also know Danella's brown Aja, and we get reference to the fact that she wears like brown and bronzish colors fairly often.
And we got the bronze
hem. So
hem.
that could be yellow or brown, so that like narrows down the Ajas.
Okay.
Right, I guess.
Okay.
I'm going to go with that.
Sure.
And then just consider the fact that Danelle, this is more like, looking big picture of stuff. Danelle as Masana makes sense because she plays a very large role in overthrowing Swan, but then slinks right back into the shadows right after that and lays low.
Yeah.
So.
But it's easy.
I don't know what else you wanted here. It was so obvious.
Easy to miss because most Aes Sedai that we hear about do something and then we don't hear about them again.
Yeah.
That's just how this goes. So I'm supposed to assume they're all Forsaken?
Yeah.
Dumb.
You should. That's what you got to do. You got to be on guard. Got to always be watching.
Disappointing.
Okay.
1 star.
Yeah.
This reveal
Okay.
gets 1 star.
Yeah, so that's why Gowan just
that's
like
not
blows right
exciting
over
at all.
so fast. And it's so funny. He's like, I don't know her. And then they're like, okay, next topic. Yeah. Like, what else are we going to say about that?
That's it.
That's it.
I guess we'll figure it out.
I can't continue this conversation if you don't even know her.
Yeah. Oh, well, don't you remember the time that she helped depose Swan?
Yeah.
Gawain, you were there.
Oh, wait. Well, sort of.
No, Gawain was there.
I mean, like, in the same vicinity, but not in the room.
The room where it happened. The room where it happened.
Not there.
The room
it's not
where
Hamilton.
It happened.
There's other things to talk about. Let's continue.
Okay. Well, now, Egwene really cares about how Gawain is feeling.
Right.
And from his perspective, we just get even more of him loving the Warder Bond.
Well, he loves it and he's at peace, but he's also concerned and anxious and worried, just like Egwene is, because now they can feel all the feelings together.
Yeah, and then he says, you're bothered because I disobeyed you, but you know it was the right thing to do.
I hate the way he talks to her.
He loves it. He loves it because now it's not like, oh, women, so complex. It's like, I can feel it, everything that you're thinking and feeling.
Except that he's kind of wrong here. Like, that's the problem.
I don't think he's wrong. I think that's right.
Well, but is she, though? Because she tells him, the next thing she says is she's like, I told you to return. Like, granted.
Yeah, but he did disobey her.
Yeah.
By breaking into her room.
Yeah.
Specifically when she said, leave my room alone.
That's fair. It's a terrible way to talk to her, though, about this.
Oh,
like, this
100%.
is not how you're going to get Egwene on your side.
Well, it's too late, though.
Yeah, that's how.
She's already on his side.
Bonded. You don't have a choice. Well, I mean, there's choices, but.
It's far too late.
If too late for that. Are you allowed to drop a warder, like, immediately after you
I
bond
guess you
him?
could pass a bond to someone else.
Right.
Can you unbond? Have we talked about... I feel like we've talked about that.
Perhaps.
A debonding?
Yeah, that's not as clear. Yeah, I think it's possible, but it's not something that would be done. It's
like immediately we're like, oh...
Never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah, I actually don't know.
This was a terrible decision.
I don't think we ever actually get any instances of that.
I'm going to need a warder divorce lawyer.
Yeah. Pass it to a third-party intermediary. But that's a service you could, like, offload.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But what if you don't want to subject anyone to this guy's warder bond?
Well, for enough money? You pay them more money.
And all I said, I have different personalities.
Right. Yeah. There's got to be a solution here.
Yeah, I feel like we should be taking the warder bond like way more seriously.
Probably.
And I feel like for the most part, I said I do.
Yeah, not these ones.
Not these women
ones,
are
though.
just like floopty-doopty.
Yeah.
I want my bonds now. Bonds, bonds, bonds. Bonds, bonds, bonds. Everyone gets bonds.
Right.
They're all like that.
Yeah.
Rand, have my bond. Lan, I want your bond.
Planned warderhood.
I don't know, Min, you can't even channel, but do you want a sort of weird bond?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
I don't know. It's all stupid to me.
It's good. Okay. All right. So anyways, we got to talk about some feelings here, at least.
Okay.
Because Egwene says, well, I did tell you to return, but then it turns out that the messenger that Gawain sent word back with the whole day, that messenger was found dead.
Okay. And
so there we go. We got an answer.
Because it was information about the blood knives.
I know.
And stuff.
Yeah.
So
we had a whole back and forth.
I can't believe.
Yeah.
That I did, like, it didn't even cross my mind.
I'm pretty sure I said what happened. I feel like I
don't
said.
Think so, because I was
what if
surprised.
she got assassinated?
I was surprised.
I
was
feel
like,
I brought that
the
up.
messenger got sent. The timeline's wonky. What's going on?
I know. Well, I'm pretty sure I said something like, what if the messenger didn't make it back? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
And I didn't actually bring that up.
Well,
But
this was a surprise to me.
very sure. It's like, of all people to get assassinated. Poor
and
messenger.
I went, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that makes the most sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that yeah, there, and now the timeline's less messed up and crazy.
Right.
Because like the messenger just didn't come back.
Yeah.
So somewhere between the gateway of getting in the tower
Yes.
to getting up to the Amerlin study or wherever Egwene would have been.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom.
Killed.
Done.
Okay.
Anyway, now Gawain is ready and willing to obey Egwene.
As long as.
She lets him protect her.
Right. Yeah.
And he tells her that he was able to change his mind and come back to her because he learned how to surrender. And he's never been good at that.
Yeah.
And Egwene's like, yeah, me too.
Good.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay. Gawain does have some questions about how the blood knives even got in, though, because shouldn't Egwene have woken up when the maid tripped the alarm?
No, she was dreaming hard.
She was really deep in the dream fight with Missana, and then turns out the tower guards who were supposed to be in range, they were also found dead.
No kidding.
So that, again, makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense. Yep.
Uh-huh.
The doubled guard that you put up there wasn't doubled enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's have a weird, awkward conversation about our sleeping arrangements. Ready
Yeah.
for that?
No. And okay, let's do this. And then marriage. Let's talk about marriage.
Okay,
next.
Egwene is like, okay, listen, I have a bed brought in for you here in the antechamber.
This is
your
where-
offshoot
this
of
is
my
where you're gonna
bedroom.
sleep
This
now.
is where this is always meant to be my warder chambers.
Yeah.
But hasn't she always anticipated Gawain's going to be her warder?
Yeah.
So she's always anticipated, always, as in like, how long has she been Amerlin?
Yeah.
2 months.
Yeah.
But she's always thought of
Yeah.
this room
For always. Yeah.
for Gawain.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, she doesn't want to sleep in the same bed as him. Because he's like, conservative little innkeeper's daughter doesn't want to sleep in the same bed.
Yeah, and then I'm like, who have you slept with, Gawain? What do you mean? You're not conservative at all?
Well, no, it's so we can only figure this out one way, and he does the most romantic proposal I've ever seen.
Well, then let's get married right here today, because I want to sleep in the same bed as you.
And you're the Amerlin. You could just say it, and it becomes true. So just do it. Let's get her done.
Say the words and we'll be
And
married.
then she goes pale. And then he's so confused because she's like,
I thought you loved me.
It's like-
You don't want to marry me right now?
I thought you. No, she does love. I can feel the love, but why doesn't she want to be married immediately right now?
Yeah, this
So
is
confusing.
so confusing.
See, the problem is we're back to the whole women are so complex
Oh,
thing
they're
now.
so complicated.
You just don't understand them at all.
And then she's like, hey, idiot, I have to at least tell my parents.
Yeah, like I have to send for them, or like it's not just.
And what about Elaine? You want to get married without her?
Yeah.
How? How are we supposed to get married without people around?
Right, and then Gawain's like, okay, well, you're the Amerlin, so you're busy, so I'll take care of it.
I'll plan the
I'll
wedding.
plan. It's like, oh, thanks, Gawain.
So chivalrous.
The guy who is the best at communicating
I'll
is going to
do
do
it.
the communicating for the wedding.
I will talk to everyone.
Yeah.
Is he also going to order the flowers?
You'd have to assume maybe.
Okay, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think Gawain is definitely gonna do that.
Yeah, it's really funny too because like of all the things to make Egwene like legit go pale, it's Gawain talking about marriage, and it just reminds me of like how does Egwene break out of literal like dream traps from the Forsaken? Well, talk about marriage and kids, and it's like boom,
Yeah.
breaks her out, and she was just trapped by Missana in a dam that she has so much trauma with, and I think she was like more calm during that than this. Just in my own personal
Well,
mind.
she's been through a lot this eve.
Yeah, true. So let's just put a pin in that marriage proposal.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And really, can she just speak it into existence? Is
No,
that
she's
how
a-
marriage works?
She's Amerlin, so
Yeah, but you know how like boat captains can supposedly marry people?
sure.
Can they just?
Yeah, even
like-
if you don't want to be, but boom, married. Even if
But
you don't
what
want to
if-
be.
What if I'm the boat captain?
Yeah, marry yourself.
Can I marry you? Can I be
you
the
can
one?
marry me.
Yeah, but can I marry us?
Us.
Or do we need another boat captain?
Based on my zero experience with this, I'm going to say yes, you can do it.
I can do it.
Sure.
So an ordained
If your boat is big enough, you can
person
do whatever you want to.
can marry themselves to someone.
Yeah, I have no way to back this up at all. I'm just going to say yeah.
Well-
She's Amerlin.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I have for you.
Of all the things to care about, it's not this.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Going to be like, oh no, I found this very obscure tower. It says we can't. It says we can't be, Amerlin can't be married.
She wants to marry him. Just like, not right now.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so Egwene moves off to talk with Sylviana, who shows up.
Yeah, she's got to deal with
Amerlin. In case you forgot,
stuff.
Sylviana is her keeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. I didn't know who that was.
Oh,
it's been
no.
so long.
It has been a while. Okay, yeah.
Anyway, she has to deal with Amerlin stuff.
Yeah, and Gawain's got a really important task.
Like everything that just happened in the tower.
For sure.
About how we have to tell everybody else here what the hell just happened.
Yeah.
And why a bunch of sisters won't wake up from their sleep.
Mm-hmm. Chanchan assassins and Forsaken attack.
And why Danelle is babbling like an idiot in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh.
And keeping in mind, it seems like that's not, like, Danelle was a real Aes Sedai at one point.
Yes.
And then was replaced. Like, Danelle has been around longer than just Missana.
Right.
So.
Good point.
The real Danelle is already dead and gone, you'd have to imagine.
I would have to imagine.
Yeah, and so replaced.
Okay, yep, yeah, good point.
It's one of those reasons why it made a little bit of sense that Alviar, and remember when she saw it, she's like, kind of looks familiar, and it's kind of hypothetical, like maybe because she's like seen Danelle around the tower before.
Honestly, don't care.
Okay, we're not gonna, we don't need to talk about it anymore.
We have really beat that point.
Yeah, okay.
As much as we can.
All right, okay. So let's talk about Gawain. He's got a thing to do right now. He's gonna go look over the bodies.
Oh yeah.
First he checks out his two soldiers who died.
Yeah.
They're not his soldiers anymore, but he does like a nice
little closure thing, blessing thing.
Yeah, he's like gonna make sure that the families know like why they died and died for a good cause.
Blah, blah, yeah.
That's all very sweet.
And then he goes over to take a look at the 3 assassins.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees the black stone rings on each of their hands.
Yeah, he knows what he's looking for because of that Suldam who told him all the information.
That's right. And he's like, I want these.
Yoink.
Yeah. Finders keepers.
Yeah. You can loot the bodies, right? Like, that's allowed. You're allowed to loot. You're legally allowed to loot the bodies.
I feel like he's going to take them and maybe
that was my next question.
Egwene and or Elaine.
Well, because he specifically thinks like the Aes Sedai.
These are powerful Angreal or whatever they're called.
Terangreal, yeah, they are.
And the Aes Sedai clearly don't know what they're looking for because they would have taken these off of these bodies.
No, the Aes Sedai haven't even inspected the bodies yet. That's why they're still just under sheets on the ground, literally like outside Egwene's bedroom.
Oh, I thought he said something like, "Oh, they clearly didn't know what they were looking for."
Yeah, no, they haven't inspected the bodies yet. That hasn't happened yet. But he thinks they won't know what they might not know what they are.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
He's just stealing. He's just looting the bodies.
He just like slips them in his in his pocket.
Right, because he needs to keep them safe or something for
unknown purposes.
Later. Yeah.
Maybe he's like, if I wear one, I will be the best fighter ever.
Sure. He does know about the whole like you're gonna die though. Like the Suldam did specifically say like the rings poison you and you die. You'll die very shortly after putting the ring on.
Maybe that's why he took them, because he's worried that the Aes Sedai who find them
gonna just put it on their stupid finger.
Put them on and try to channel into them to figure out what they do, and then they're gonna die.
Could you believe it? And instead of just like being, hey, Egwene, I know something from a Suldam. No, we would never.
No, and what? No, Egwene doesn't even want that right now.
She doesn't even want to know.
Gawain, leave me alone.
Shut up about it.
I'm very busy. So he...
Go to your bed.
Listen, Gawain is being a good warder.
Right, protecting her.
He's protecting all the Aes Sedai at this point.
Right.
Because he is going to tell Egwene.
Yeah.
When there's a moment
when the time is right.
Because right now,
not
Egwene will just like brush him off.
Right. As she does, Okay.
How's that?
It's
for
good.
Defending Gawain?
I think we nailed down.
That's the most I've ever tried to defend Gawain.
We nailed down what's going to happen. That was good. That was well done.
Ugh.
We can move on now from this.
All right.
Okay.
And it's time to take a break.
Okay. Yeah, I need to emotionally debrief here.
Okay, and then we'll come back for the next perspective. Okay, so we are back, and we are going to change perspectives to Lan.
Yeah.
Hey, what's that guy up to?
I really like this perspective.
Still riding around all broody and moody and not wanting to lead an army?
But he has a literal caravan following him. This one is so good. I do like this.
It is great. However,
Okay.
it's repetitive.
Okay.
But I get the point. I get why
Yeah.
this is all feeling repetitive. It's almost comical.
Right.
At this point.
Right. But now we get some closure to it.
Finally. Yeah.
So,
I'm glad about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, and it's been spread out enough, I think, that it's like, okay, all right.
Yeah, and it's like literally, it's
okay,
like 3 pages. So it wasn't even that much.
I
like
know.
we have had the repetition in Wheel Time where it's like 15 pages in a row of the same thing.
Yes.
This was...
Yeah. I like that at the end we got some sort of relief and closure to all of this.
Right. Okay, so first very important thing we're going to talk about here, Lan has noticed a change in the bond and can now tell that Nynaeve has his bond.
Hallelujah.
Right? We got there. We did it.
Excellent, because that's what I was wanting.
Yeah.
I wanted a Lan perspective where he realized that the bond was shifted.
Yeah, and I mean, it's again, one of those things where he's like, yep, that's Nynaeve.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know what we were expecting.
Yeah, and then he's, like, sending her emotions.
Well, yeah, like love, but also, like, frustration.
Yeah, and, like, I'm super pissed at you. Like, I love you so much, but, like, man, I hate you.
Gosh,
you're so annoying.
Can you honestly look at me and tell me that you wouldn't do the exact same thing all the time?
I would do the exact same thing all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't even need a bond. I just say it.
You can just shout it.
Yeah.
You know, Nynaeve doesn't need it, but when you're really far away...
When I'm far away
then
from you.
when I'm at work or something, I can know that I've annoyed you somehow. Even though I'm nowhere close, I've done something, or did something, or will do something.
Yeah.
That has, will, or did annoy you.
I feel like it's safe to just assume.
Yeah. It's a safe bet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, but we're not going to talk about that. That was enough. We're going to talk about that as much as Gawain and Egwene talk about Danelle.
Okay, I think we talked about Danelle a lot.
We talked about Danelle a lot.
Yeah.
It was like one sentence.
Right, okay.
Okay.
But no time for that.
Yes, we're looking at a big fortress. So we are on the border of Kandor and Arafel. So
we're like central.
We are
north.
In the middle. We only got to go across Arafel, and then we're in Shinar, and like we are halfway there.
We are halfway there.
If not a little bit more. Like we're 2 out of 4.
Living on a prayer.
Focus. 2 out of 4. We got 2 more to go.
It's Bon Jovi, though. You
No,
said
I get
we're halfway
that.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I get that. So, importantly, what's in front of this big fortress is a gathering of thousands of people, and a bunch of them are flying flags, and a lot of those flags
have golden cranes on them.
Golden crane, because guess who these people who are all camped out here, they're all waiting. They're all waiting.
Because they all got a tip.
Yeah, hot tip.
Hot tip.
Yeah, so Lan's
extra.
Read all about it. Lan's coming through this one pass, which is the kind of the point here, because Lan's annoyed now, as he always is, and he's like, who broke their oath? Who's talking to people about me coming through this? Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we've got Andir, who's like, nobody did, but like literally there's one road to go from where you were to where you're going. There's one major path.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that that's where you're going to go through. So.
And then so he makes them all swear that they're not going to say who he is.
Yeah, I love it, because he's like, okay, you can say that you're Malchieri, and you can say that you're waiting for your king, but you can't say
I'm the
king and that you found him. No hinting at that stuff. That is not allowed. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Not allowed.
Really specific rules set on what we can say.
Right. Except for Lan doesn't specify if someone outright asks him.
Yeah.
He's not going to lie.
No, yeah. Well, you know, that
but
moral
he's going to be mad about it.
Right. So first off, he's not running away from his duty because he's got some feelings, and he's like, no, I can't let them do this. I feel like Lan needs to have a conversation with Perrin, because Perrin's whole shtick right now, like, he doesn't want to lead, but he's saying, we need everyone for the last battle.
Well, I told you.
I feel like they need a little...
I told you that if we think Perrin doesn't want to be a leader, Lan invented not wanting to be the leader.
Pretty sure I told you that.
Yeah. I said it. In my mind, I said it.
Oh, okay. If only we had a recording.
Did you say it?
Pretty sure I said that, but it's fine. It's fine.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
One of us said it at one point in this room.
Yeah.
I remember it.
Yeah, and it may not have been this room.
point.
Was it this room? May
Yes,
have been this room.
Probably.
Okay. All right, so he gets a little bit emotional now too because he sees lots of people wearing the Hidori and the Kisain, and they have like the Golden Crown emblems, and it's clear that a lot of these people are wearing coats of like their fathers and grandfathers and stuff, and it's like super emotional. And then, okay, so he thinks about Bukama. If you remember him, he was his like buddy / bodyguard / mentor. Yeah. So he was part of the bodyguard like group that protected him way back in New Spring, and then he got killed by his other buddy, like the third buddy, Ryan or Rin or whatever.
Don't remember.
Who was
that,
a dark friend.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
It was like one of Lan's second oldest friend besides Bukama.
I should probably read New Spring again at some
we will.
Point.
It's fine. We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Because I don't remember that.
Yeah, but then,
okay, I believe you.
It's super emotional, and I love this because Lan in his head is super emotional because he thought that all the Malkieri people were gone, basically getting like absorbed into the other nations, but now they're all coming out of the woodworks and they're all like here for Malkieri, right? They're all here.
They're all here.
They're all like all the Malkieri here together. It's they're always gonna be Malkieri.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, I thought there wasn't anyone left.
Yeah, and Bukama would freaking love this if he was alive now. So
that's actually pretty sweet.
It is very sweet.
Okay, so they finally get to the guards.
Yeah.
Who are like, hey, where are you headed?
With all your big giant
and with
caravans.
all your stuff.
All the stuff. You got to pay for that.
Tariffs,
but no, turns out because he's like, nah, I'm just going to give it to the Cheyenne Arms.
I wasn't so triggered by that word all of a sudden.
What's happening? Okay. So they got it right now because Lan's basically saying he's going to give it all for free to the Cheyenne Arms because the last battle.
Okay, fine, no tariff.
Yeah, no, then it's cool if you're just going to give it away. And he swears an oath and it's like, it's all good.
Yep.
So you're going to just do that now.
Good. But now Lan is just about to make it through without being recognized.
Yes.
And then he hears someone call out, Lan? Is that you?
Lan? Yeah.
Okay. Lan Mandragoran.
Yeah. So this is a boy who is not yet a man. So is he like a teenager?
Yeah.
Like a 15, 16-ish?
I would say...
somewhere around there?
Somewhere along the lines of Britney Spears, not a girl, not yet a woman.
That doesn't help at all.
Okay.
16 then. 15? 17?
18.
18. Okay.
17 in this series.
Sure. Yeah. Easy. Okay. Anyways, this is the grandson of the Queen of Kandor.
Shit.
Yeah. And then Lan's like, shit. Because that's bad.
And your grandmother...
yeah, is not here right now.
She's hanging out in Full Moran. What's it called?
No. So the Queen...
yeah.
is way down to go have a Rand meeting.
Yeah, what's the place called that you can't channel in? Farmatting,
yeah.
What did I just say?
Falmoran, because that's where this guy's dad is.
It sounds exactly the same.
Like running it, yeah, it does. That's fair.
I'm impressed that I even knew Falmoran at this point.
Well, it's in the, no, that's fine. No, you did good. That was good.
In my notes.
That was good.
Yeah, I didn't write Falmoran anywhere. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Good one.
So this kid, he is super excited. He's like, I'm so excited that you raised the golden crane. And of course, Lan's like, I did not raise that. I
raised the crane not?
Yeah. And then, but it's really cute. And this is also like super emotional side of things because Lan says, I did not raise it. I'm riding alone. And Kaisel, the kid, says, yeah, no, totally. And I want to ride alone with you.
Yeah.
Because, okay, I'm going to go on a little thing here?
Sure.
Okay, so this is like my favorite thing, probably, in the whole arc of Lan.
Okay.
So Lan's nickname in the Aiel is An Align.
Right. What does that mean?
So there's a few definitions because Old Tongue's hard to translate, but that basically means like man alone or he who walks alone or the man who is an entire people. So the whole thing about them calling him the man alone, the man who is alone, or he who walks alone. Like it's often talked about how this means it's about his personal war against the shadow.
Yeah.
And Lan is struggling in this unwinnable war, but it's very poetic because the entire time on this like final journey for Lan, he's saying, I ride alone. He is the man alone. And then every single Malkieri he comes across is like, yes, and I'm alone with you. Can I ride with you alone?
Yeah.
So it's just like full circle that the Malkieri are all alone, but they're all together.
How poetic.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So
that's nice.
So anyways, the kid's like, yeah, no, I'm going to come with you because the prince invited me. And then my dad was like, yeah, you definitely got to go. And like, we're all going to come along with you. So
we're going to do it.
We're going to do it. It's going to be good.
Yeah. And Lana's pretty shocked because shouldn't they be with their own people?
Yeah. Because like this kid isn't Malkieri, but then it's like, no, this is the chapter titles. Like these oaths we swore are stronger than blood. We're coming.
Yeah.
Like, we're coming along with
Our
you, man.
ancestors swore an oath to protect and to defend.
Yeah. Plus your wife.
Plus your wife.
Plus
she
your wife
told
was
us
here.
to wait for you.
Yeah.
And she said that you might try to pass without greeting us.
I know, I love this too. So Lan, this is the best part too, because Lan's like, well, then how did you spot me? And it's because Mandarb.
Oh, because it's his horse.
It's his horse.
It's a pretty
Yeah.
recognizable horse.
Yeah,
And
it's like,
she
oh yeah,
told me.
you would disguise yourself, but you would never leave the horse behind.
Yeah, and is Lan disguised, do we think?
No, he's just not outright saying his name.
Yeah.
You'd have to assume he's a little bit dirty from like...
Well, he's wearing a Hadori.
Yeah.
He's riding a giant warhorse.
Yeah, yeah.
He's Lan.
And apparently if you've met him before...
You know him.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty good. Yeah. He could have done better at the hiding thing. He just hasn't.
Okay. Well, Lan can hear calls being raised all around the fortress now.
Yeah, well, now everybody knows Lan's here.
And he knows Nynaeve has completely outplayed him.
Oh, yeah.
And he tries to send his love and frustration down the
Right,
bond.
through the bond.
That's
Like,
at this point.
Ooh, I'm frustrated, but like I also love you.
That's nice, but man, you're annoying. And then with a huge sigh, he finally gives in.
It's beautiful. I love
He
it.
says, fine, the golden crane flies for Tarmankaiden.
You guys could join.
Oh.
And the call goes up and everyone cheers and it's wonderful. I love
Any
it.
man or woman who wishes to follow, join in and fight.
Yeah.
And everyone goes, woo, Lan.
Yeah, let's do this. So now he has an army.
Excellent.
Lan's got it. We're
That's
going.
great news.
Yeah.
Because they would have joined him anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter what you say or think, Lan.
Yeah. Well,
And then the dozens became thousands.
exactly.
Except it doesn't end like that.
But yeah, it'll be like hopefully a lot
Because
a lot
that's
more.
how every scenario was
Yeah.
ending.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so it's just like full circle from the start of Lan's journey, and then especially with Nynaeve dropping him off, and the whole like, will my husband ride alone? Like, yes, but no, he won't. So here we go.
okay.
On to chapter 43.
Okay, just one?
Piece by piece, yeah, one at a time, because
I want two. Can I read two?
you can't.
I want to.
You can't because we have to do a quick recording to release after we are back from our trip.
No, I know, but I want to record two.
Okay, we're going to record one at a time. I might let you read two. We'll see.
Okay, because we're going on a trip.
Yeah.
I want to read.
Yeah, I get that, but
I'm going to need a different book.
You're going to need a different book. You definitely can't read more than two, and it might just be the one.
Okay, we're only going to record one at a time?
Yeah.
Shoot, I thought I could win you over.
Yeah.
Ah.
No. No, definitely not.
I'm sending my love and frustration at you.
It's mostly just frustration.
Okay, everyone else is frustrated with you too.
They have the TV show to entertain them right now. There's
Yeah.
a lot of things going on here.
Okay,
Okay.
fair. All right, well, before you give in to your entire people because your wife outplayed you, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Hey, thanks so much for sticking around. That's the end of another fun episode. The Wheel Weaves is hosted and edited by Dani and Brett and produced by Dani and Brett with Passion Socks, Cody Feltz, Benjamin, Jamie Young, Megan, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Adam, Mozyme, Michelle Forbes, MKM, Antoine Benoit, Lawrence Bradley, Colby T, Gabby Young, Rycat, Zane Sayaka, Matrix, Matt Truss, The Albatross, Bratimus Prime, Sarah Creech, Sims, and Saverio Bartolini. With music by Audionautics. Now, everyone, please be sure to go check out our Patreon page if you are interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon exclusive merchandise as a thank you, plus you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else. And, at the time of recording, we have almost 50 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. Find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. As always, please be sure to give us a 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference in helping other people find us. And be sure to tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. For general information about our show, like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, and how to get in touch with us, visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.